Next up, another HyperX
Quality mouse.
Hey, you don't Pulsefire FPS Pro. I don't mind the original. It was actually
The
decent.
Pro's better, actually. That has been unopened for over a year.
You've had this for a year and you haven't opened it
I
yet?
bought that when we were in Green Bay.
Oh, man. All right.
Because I felt it on the shelf there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this
Yeah.
actually feels like it's built
That's
better.
Right. I did try the one on the shelf, and I was hoping that they would fix the wheel that had no tension on it, basically, from the original, and it felt identical. It was just, all right, there's no, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. The shape itself is pretty good. Maybe they fixed it. Maybe it's just a fluke. Same thing here. China. Hazardous. Something really, that's always good.
2-year warranty, that's not bad.
Hey, why does this packaging look so familiar? Look at this. It looks a lot like a certain other brand, starting with an R. And with
Well,
an
we
E.
already know that HyperX does not OEM their own mice.
Okay, well, then you
So-
don't know why. So, no stickers, just
So it's
stuff.
probably the same OEM as who's doing the final mouse.
They tell you download their Ingenuity software, which is kind of,
Awful.
yeah. Wrap it in here. Let's get this thing out of here. Come on. Work with me. Struggling. I'm sorry. Alright.
Yeah, and you got the awful kinked up cable.
That's not
Pretty
too bad.
stiff cable.
That's not too bad. Like, I think HyperX, they must have the same OEM who's making it as Razer.
Yeah.
So they're like the older type Razer cables before they went to the new SpeedFlex, HyperFlex, whatever the F they're calling them. Shoelace.
Everybody should do what Logitech does and wrap it around the package.
Wireless, yeah. No problems there. No cables. Alright, here we go.
There we go. And it's gray now instead of black.
There you go.
Oh, that is one thing. By the way, I don't know if you guys have had
There's like nothing there. I was expecting that to stick all these
HyperX, in my opinion, has done very well with the peripherals for their early peripherals because this was their first mouse they made, right? And
Don't need this,
well, this
right?
Pro was not the first mouse they made, but the original was the first mouse they made. And for being a first mouse, they got a lot right.
Let me just get a feel on this.
We're just giving them a 360 right now.
Gotcha. 360.
You got some nice rubber grips. The original, I don't remember if it did or not. I don't think it did.
It did not have the texture. It was
Yeah,
smooth.
it was. And then here's another thing they got right: giant feet.
Giant feet. Yeah.
Giant feet.
I think this one has a sensor upgrade from the original.
That's the big
original
thing.
was a 30,
I also think the finish
3010
with the silver is better, personally.
than the whatever the
Matte.
black that they had for it. So this is actually a little textured. The other ones were smooth. I remember that. So you didn't have. You got something to hold on to, I guess, now versus before, where it kind of slipped out of your hand. So since they have a weird kind of shape,
That angle's the wrong way.
yeah, it angles the wrong way basically, so it can kind of like slide out of your hand. RJN showed that, where you just go like that and it just slides out. This helps a little bit with that.
That's the only real issue with that. Minus scroll, in my opinion.
It's better. It's not as like as free flowing as the other one. So hey, they fixed that. Same switches, 20 mil arm runs.
But I still think HyperX goes the wrong way, and I know they're trying to make money.
Yeah, 3360 versus the 3310. So like,
But like that mouse, great.
maybe even a 3389.
The HyperX Surge,
Pulsefire Surge.
yeah, awful.
I thought the Pulsefire Surge was good. It was just heavy as heck.
They made
It's
it so
heavier
the
than
clicks
this.
hold each other down.
They fixed it with a different one. The Pro mouse has the exact same issue. All right, so at least the earlier.
But I'm just saying, they went from a lightweight, simplistic mouse that doesn't require drivers in the original one.
Yeah.
Didn't require. It could have drivers, but did
Yeah.
not require them.
Yeah. It was like,
To super duper RGB, super heavy,
yeah.
complex mouse. They did the same thing with their headphones. They went from just getting another OEM design that was good.
That's why they have the Pulsefire Surge. No, Core. Yeah, there you go. HyperX Pulsefire Core, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, they did the same thing with their keyboards. Remember? Because there was the original HyperX keyboard that was super just a 104 keyboard.
Alloy? Yeah.
Was good.
Yeah.
And then they made like the Alloy FPS that was all RGB'd out to high heaven and wouldn't work without a driver and all this other BS.
No, because I think I've used an LAFPS. The LAFPS is the one that's a 10 key, right?
Yeah, it's the
That
one you
Doesn't
have.
have RGB. It's just red.
Well, no, but there's the one above it. Like they have made an RGB one.
Origins or something along those lines that they had.
Yeah, but they keep doing this. They keep making a very nice, simple product.
Yeah,
As the first one, love it, and then they're like, okay, what garbage can we add to this to charge a whole bunch more and make the experience worse, and then sell it as a better product?
I mean, the one thing I gotta give them credit for, though, like, their stuff's it's pretty solid for the most part.
On the low end, it is.
Yeah.
Go to the high end, and it actually feels cheaper.
I suppose, yeah.
Like,
Maybe
also...
the quality is just... It's decent to start out with, so there's not really much more that they can...
But then it was like with the headphones, they designed their own the second and third times.
Yeah, that's what
and then they were worse. And still the best pair is the original Clouds or the Cloud Cores.
Yeah, Cloud 2, Cloud Core...
Cloud V2s are fine too,
yeah.
but the main difference between the Cloud V2 and the V1 is the mic got worse, and they included a USB sound card that nobody needs.
Not too bad. I can't fault this mouse. It's comfy. It's big.
So, and it's not that expensive either. Like all of HyperX's initial offerings because even their original mechanical keyboard was like $100.
I mean, if you're looking for, if you like Death Adder, or IntelliMouse, and you want something maybe
IntelliMouse
that has a slightly different shape, but still kind of. It's got, like, shares a decent chunk of its heritage, if you will.
And I don't think this one requires drivers still. It might for the Pro.
It says in the box to download their yada yada. Otherwise, you probably get like 800, 1600, 3200.
That's good enough.
Like that. I like 400 personally, but
most of them will do 400, 800, 1600, maybe 3200 nowadays.
I think the Dart doesn't. That one I think said 800, 1600, 3200.
But
so I would put a pass and have the same settings.
The original didn't require any drivers. It didn't even have any drivers.
Yep.
To my knowledge.
Because if I remember correctly, that sensor though. Oh no, you could go up to 5,000 DPI, right, on the 3310. Yeah, it was just 400, 800, 1600, 3200.
They kept it simple.
It was like a Zoe mouse. Basically.
And that was still back when most other manufacturers doing all this crazy stuff, and HyperX was like, here's a decent mouse, a decent price.
Yeah.
That wasn't all full of stuff, and people bought it pretty well. But then they turned it up to like 11.
Yeah.
And didn't do as good of a job the second time around. Like, I feel like when they make a basic product and it does well, then they're like, how do we make more profit? Not necessarily how do we make a better product.
Well, I guess I can't disagree there. I mean, they are a company though.
Yeah, I understand that's the point of the company, but
crank a profit,
it just irks me because their original products are always good, and then they followed up with like worse ones that cost more with features I don't use.
I can't disagree with you there either. So,
but I do like this one. I put my hand on this one on the shelf. It was on display. And I was like, this actually feels like an actual upgrade.
Yeah.
And I bought it. And then didn't open it for over a year.
It's a mama wireless.
Alright, the pile keeps growing.
We're getting there.